Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast, and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we'll be going over what we have been up to in and out of game. And then we'll be going right into a few updates. We do have a few blogs from this week. First is going to be a notice to players about the forums.
I personally have never used.
Yeah, that which most people don't even know exists. Then we are going to be moving into the preview of
Winter
Summit.
Summit. Ooh.
Yeah, the Winter Summit, even though the winter is kind of full on, maybe even ending for some.
I keep getting confused and thinking that this is going to be a summer summit. And I'm like, no, it's still only January.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't know if this is later than normal, but it feels later
Last
than
time I think they did it around November because we were like in the Netherlands around when they did it.
Yeah. And then we have the big one.
Yeah, the big boy update that we did not think was going to happen yet.
Yeah, it felt like it arrived fairly rapidly.
Yes. We'll discuss our feelings on that later.
Yeah, and so this is of course, the infamous now already Scythe and Fang update.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that. And then of course we will end off on our Q&A as per usual. And if you want to participate in our Q&A by asking questions or just answering questions, maybe you have an interesting answer, then feel free to join us on discord.gg/Bunebape. We have a questions channel, or ask us at any of our social media, pretty much anywhere on the stream.
They'll be down in the episode description.
Yeah, all places. But before we get to all of that really cool stuff, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going well. I was doing a bingo like all weekend, Tina's bingo, and we got third place out of fifth. So it's not looking the best.
Out of 5.
Yeah, out of 5. And I like usually during bingos make a lot of money because it's a lot of like PVMing and stuff. But this time was different because there was skilling tiles, and I felt like it was on me to do some of the skilling.
It was all you.
I did a lot of skilling, but I got levels. I got 97 fishing. I'm halfway to 98 already, and I also got 91 agility, and I'm really close to leveling up my thieving. I could probably do that in like 10 minutes. I've just been too lazy.
Nice.
Yeah, we did so much Timbros. So we had one of the jobs that we needed to get was a Tome of Water. I was the second most Temperos on our team. I did like 113. The first did over 200. And by the end of the bingo, like literally for a few hours, everyone that was online on our team was doing Temperos, trying to get this drop. And in total, we did 910 or so Temperos as a team.
Nice. And you got 5 of them, right?
We never got it. And some people were like quitting an hour before because they like wanted to go to sleep and stuff. And it was basically done. I was going to the last second at like, it ended at 9, and at 8:59, I was like pulling permits, like, please, please, God, but didn't get it. Kind of weird. But overall I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of new people and it was really cool, and I still like Tempe. I think a lot of people are over Temperos after that, but I'm still feeling it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good mini game, so.
Yeah. Oh, and I finally got my tackle box.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 out of 400. It took me like 1,200, I think.
You got the fish too.
Yeah, I got the big harpoon fish. I was kind of upset about that because it's the same drop rate as the Tome of Water. And I was like, oh, okay. But it's a collection log slot, so all I'm missing now is pet, and what's the other?
Just go back for the pet.
It's just the pet. I might just be missing the pet.
Oh, dragon harpoon.
I've gotten that from other places.
Oh, cheater.
I've gotten a lot of dragon harpoons from other places. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that, and there's a few other bingos coming up that I'm already like, should I do another bingo? Because they are cool.
Yeah.
I got messages from Fem and Megan about 2 different events, and I was like, can I do all of these?
Many events.
Everyone's doing a lot of stuff, and it's fun, and I want to do like little event things, but I don't think I could handle doing a bingo on my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm now going to be going and doing more Tob. I did Tob and a CM last night. Didn't see any drops, but especially with the Scythe buff, like I really am looking forward to trying that tonight, which I mean we'll get into. And Scythe is just worth so much. Like it would be great if we could get a split on that right now.
Yeah, you should have bought 2.
Yeah, whenever I got it, it was 350 mil. Whenever I checked while fishing earlier, it was 900 mil.
Yeah, a couple bucks.
I didn't think it would go that high. I thought it'd get to like 600, which would have been a lot of money, but I didn't have enough gold at the time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that was when it still, like, well, one, that was when it sucked, and I think the Fang wasn't available at the time, so.
When I got it?
Yeah.
No, the Fang was.
No, not when you got it, but whenever it was 6.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it went down to 3 because everyone is using the
Yeah, exactly.
thing. I'm so glad I bought that. Shout out Wraith for telling me to buy that. That was such a good decision. Literally 3 times the price now. That was a good one. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
that,
that was really low, and it's,
it was
supposed to be one of the best times in the game, so
yeah,
pretty good
I'm so
investment.
glad it got buffed because it's literally a mega rare. Like it made no sense that it was
Ultra rare
the worst of all 3. Made no sense.
by far.
Yeah. Like Shadow and Tebow are just like known to be best. I'm like, why wasn't Scythe up there? So
Yeah.
nice. And but yeah, I'm just looking forward to raiding a lot. And I've been having so much fun also on stream. I think I might have mentioned this last week, but I've been like drawing pictures whenever people sub. I was gonna do it for the first people that sub each stream, but I've just been doing it for everyone because I really like it. And it's so much fun. I want to make a short of them soon, I think, of
It'd be
showing
funny
them
if
that.
like randomly you become a really good artist because you're doing this all the time.
It's already happened.
Yeah.
I
I
showed
mean,
Robert my
your law
pictures
rune was
today.
pretty good.
My love rune was actually very good
Yeah,
because I had 2 minutes and it's very simple.
in stark contrast, your scythe just was a black banana.
I drew a scythe. So some of the requests were so funny last night. I drew Megan getting a scythe, and then someone requested that I drew Lado not getting a scythe. If you don't know Lado, he also streams and he quit RuneScape because he's like the second driest Iron Man on scythes. Never got one. So I drew a little stick figure in front of a regular chest saying, I quit. And then someone else requested that I draw Lado not getting a scythe, but Lado is a beaver. So I drew an angry you beaver who was upset.
Yeah, it probably sounds insane because it
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, it was really fun. Check out our Discord if you want to see my little drawings. I do them in 2 minutes or less, and I think it's actually so much fun.
Yeah, you
It's
have
been
like a
cool.
little channel just for them, right?
Yeah, we made a little channel for it. Shout out Gyn because Gyn gave me that idea. Thank you. But yeah, that's I think that's all I've been up to. I haven't been playing other games. I was gonna No Life BG3 all weekend, but I forgot about bingo, so I haven't played BG3 in over a week.
Nice.
Oh, and videos. I made that guide, and I'm working on a Phasmo video right now, actually. I took a couple of days off because of the bingo. So,
The binger.
yeah. So, going back to that, and then I have a lot of RuneScape ideas too for smaller videos, farming related videos, naturally. Hopefully, I can get started on those.
Nice.
What have you been up to?
Real quick, it's funny because you saying that you were farming like the tome all day reminds me of I saw a post, or it was like a screenshot of another Reddit post, but it was like if you were to like be put to death, like the death row or something like
Yeah.
that, but they're like you're allowed to 100% complete one game, and like one of the top comments was RuneScape because that would just take forever, literally
You
your
would just
entire
die
life. Yeah,
anyway.
your entire life. Yeah. So
That's a good answer.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just play the game for all of eternity. But then again, at one point, eventually, it would just be you doing clues
Yeah,
forever.
that's the way it ends.
Yeah,
Better than death, I guess.
yeah, probably. I
It's
mean,
up there. It's
you'd
tied.
still be in prison, but whatever. But I have not been up to a lot of RuneScape, and
Yeah.
by that I mean none.
Game you've been playing? I forgot what it's called.
I have been playing Path of Exile, and also um, another action RPG called Last Epoch.
Oh yes.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, the story, I don't really play action RPGs for the story. I don't know who does, but it's it's like a time travel story, so typically they don't make sense. I don't
It's hard to figure out the storylines there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I made a couple characters. I made like a lich, which is, you know, like a okay, it's kind of just like a necromancer, essentially just some skeletons and stuff like that. And then also made like a shaman, which is pretty cool because I just make big wind and it kills people.
Big wind.
Big wind, and then I made like I think it's called like a void knight or something like that, and you just deal big purple damage. So,
Cool.
yeah, overall it's a pretty fun game.
Pretty strong.
It's a lot more like relaxed seemingly than Path of Exile. Like not as much planning is required.
Planning for Path of Exile looks so awful. That's good.
It can be extensive, yeah, for
It
sure.
looks nuts.
That being said, I'm going back to playing Path of Exile for a little bit because there's a build that I just saw that's kind of interesting. Essentially, whenever an enemy hits you, you get stunned, which causes you to cast a spell that spawns and explodes dead bodies that light enemies on fire. Yeah, so you don't actually deal any damage. It's just whenever they hit you, you explode bodies and kill them. It's kind of interesting.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the skill is a really popular skill. It's called Detonate Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just made it sound way more metal than it needs.
I mean, that's what it is. That's kind of gnarly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But either way, just been having a lot of fun with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it as far as gaming goes. I did play some League of Legends. For anyone that plays League of Legends, the new patch is pretty cool. I know this means nothing to you, but
There's actually like I know a lot of people play League. They also play RuneScape.
everyone plays League.
Yeah, I'm like the only one who doesn't.
Yeah, everyone plays League
Yeah.
at some point or another. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. They like completely overhauled the map, which has been in the game for like 7 years or something.
Oh.
They rehaul it like every 7 years. Um, so they've only done it twice. But and those are rough estimates. Don't quiz me. I'm not a League of Legends
Leave some bad
historian.
review saying he doesn't even know about League of Legends history.
Yeah, but also they completely reworked like a ton of the items in the game as well. So it's kind of cool, kind of interesting.
Too.
Yeah, we are reworking. Speaking of stuff getting completely removed from the game, though, we can move into the first.
Speaking of, we said reworking. Goodness.
Well, that usually typically means removing things from the game. And so this is actually not from the game, though, so your correction is correct. This is actually something they removed outside of the game.
Yeah, so a notice to players about our forums.
Most people don't even know the game has forums.
I knew we had forums because I was sleuthing once upon a time and trying to look at this clan thing.
Okay.
It was the clan that someone like paid someone to like come and harass me with in real life stuff. So I wanted to see their clan info.
Okay.
I'm not good at sleuthing though, so I gave up pretty quick. I just saw it on the forum and I was like, "There's forums," and then I quit.
Yeah. Not to also, you can keep this in if you want or not, but I didn't want to put you on the spot, but like your voice fry is reminding me a lot of that.
Wait, keep it in because we saw this video and it was so funny. It was, I don't know, it was just like some guy like talking, saying random stuff, and you don't really think anything of it, but then it just cuts to someone else mocking him, and he had such a bad voice fry. The guy copying just like,
You sound like an alien.
no, it just haunts me. I really need to find and post in Discord, but it's like a short, so I'm probably never gonna see it ever again in my life.
Yeah.
I do have a bad voice fry sometimes. Dang it. Okay, you read the first part. Read the Hello Scapers.
Hello, Scapers. When RuneScape first launched, it was clear that our players would need a separate location to discuss and socialize outside of the game.
It's goofy.
At the time, it was much more common practice for online communities to gather in forums, and so the official RuneScape forums were born. Since then, however, usage has declined to the point where most players now prefer to use external platforms like Discord, Reddit, and Twitter to connect with us and other fellow players. With that in mind, we've decided to refocus towards being actively present where our players prefer to be and allocating more of our resources accordingly. Consequently, we will be taking our forums offline, initially transitioning them to be read-only from January 25th and then removing them entirely on March 28th, sorry, not 18th. But yeah, so essentially that's just a really professional way of saying, yo, no one uses this shit, we're going to remove it from the game.
Some people will probably use it. Some will definitely use it, but not
Yeah.
a lot.
It's funny because I very rarely, because they very rarely stream, caught Matt K's stream.
Oh, yeah.
X mod Matt K's stream. And
As with the forums.
yeah, so someone did bring up the forums and they were talking about how it was kind of unfortunate for them because that was a really big way for them to advocate and like seek out new players for their clan. Apparently, like one of the only reasons people use the forums nowadays in a larger capacity was to look for and recruit for their clans.
Yeah, they do go over that a little bit too.
Yeah.
That was like a concern from a lot of people, I guess. I think that's like the main thing it's used for these days.
Yeah, even though it feels, I feel like they should still have like a remnant. Like a good in between would be like just to have like a separate like clan website where you can advertise your clan and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool.
Especially if it's officially Jagex run, because I'm sure there's sketchy ones.
Yeah.
You have to pay $5 to join.
I feel like clans are obviously pretty underutilized. And like, well, I mean, to be fair, they're not focused on, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know. It's not like the best, but I do like that World of Warcraft does have something like this built in. I mean, Elder Scrolls does as well.
Mhm.
And probably Elder Scrolls is even better because you can join 5 of them. But anyways,
Jeez.
it's cool because in the game there's like if you press G or whatever the guild button is in whatever game, usually it'll pop up like, oh, you're not in a guild, do you want to look for one, and it'll have like a thing that you can just browse through different guilds and you can sort through what their priority is, whether it's bossing or PVM or whatever.
So he's the most similar to you.
Yeah, so you can have different or similar goals or whatever.
Hmm.
And I think this game would really benefit from something like that.
We have like the bulletin board at the clan area,
Oh,
but that's only if people are live on their clan and like nearby or something.
yeah, it's like the most archaic system.
It's not great.
It's yeah, it is very not good.
Yeah, but they do talk a little bit more about the clan. They say a few other things first, but they do get into it because that
Okay.
was a concern.
Yeah.
So, why the decision to retire the forums? Right now, why not
It's not
really?
it's not that deep.
Right now, our forums represent a very small fraction of the discussions happening in the RuneScape community. While we acknowledge their historical significance, their current functionality falls short compared to what external platforms can provide. It's evident that vital conversations and community voices often get lost, whereas external platforms offer enhanced functionality, including live streaming stages, your favorite, voice chat channels, and more convenient shortcuts to the topics that are most relevant to you. Given the strong preference for other platforms among our players, we've therefore decided to channel more of our staff time and resources into those platforms for improved engagement.
Wait, people actually I don't even think there was any mods.
We're sassy.
Yo,
You're sassy
ain't
today.
no way.
Naturally, we're eager to help communities find new homes for clan recruitment and similar ways to connect. We've already helped our respective Discord servers prepare so that clans continue to enjoy the same functionality as before, but with a more direct and timely method of connecting with our JMods and other players.
Yeah.
Seems like it's just gonna all be on Disc, really.
Yeah, I'm sure all of it will be on Discord.
Yeah.
So they say, where can you expect the communities to be? Obviously, number one is going to be using Discord for some time now. They've already been using it.
You read that wrong. Where can the JMods be expected to be? You said the community.
Oh,
Specifically, where can you interact with the JMods?
well, yeah, I guess kind of both.
Yeah.
Because that'll also be where the community is. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was technically right. I don't
But they
appreciate you
specifically said
stopping me
JMods.
for being right.
No.
Yeah, anyways,
No regrets.
they do say, where can you expect the JMods to be? Discord, obviously. This has proven to be a very effective place in all sorts of ways. For example, giveaways, supporting clans with new features. And with the official forum retiring, we'll be fully embracing Discord and utilizing its capabilities even more. Also, yeah, Discord is actually so good. It has so many really good underutilized like
Things.
capabilities and just facilities
Utilities.
about it. Like it's funny because I don't like Diablo 4. I still don't like Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever does like the new season that's coming out, Season of Machines or whatever. It still looks like trash, but you do you. Anyways, the one thing they did have is they have one of the most impressive Discords that I've ever used.
Oh, okay.
It is very, very well maintained. Whoever is doing that is doing a really good job because it is sorted like by so many different things, and you can easily, for me, find what you're looking for because that's the way you trade in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, yeah, just like finding exactly what you're looking for is really well done. And honestly, I think that's one of the main factors that's made the game like still
Relevant.
alive
Yeah.
for the time being. Kind of crazy how good it was done.
We were talking about this like yesterday, actually. I was just saying how like it's crazy the different things that bots and stuff can do on Discord.
Yeah.
Because Tina had a really good bingo bot. I guess someone made it. It was like really handy. I was like, I don't understand how this even works.
Yeah. So that is very good. And I hope they're able to, maintain the Discord because obviously there's going to be a lot more people on it now.
Oh, yes. They do say, though, that JMods will still be active on Twitter and the subreddit, of course. So, what about saving forum interactions? We understand this decision might feel like a chapter of our history has been lost because it is. We want to give
Because it is.
because it is. You're deleting it. We want to give everyone ample time to preserve the content that matters to them. Starting January 25th, players will no longer be able to post, but existing posts will remain visible, so you can view and capture anything worth keeping. On March 28th, the forums will be taken offline and will no longer be viewable. I just think, why delete it all? Why not just archive
Dude, they
it?
gotta cut the costs.
That's what I think it is that they're cutting the costs.
Yeah, they're all like, you know what? This $100 a month server, that's just too much.
Yeah, because I was thinking there's probably people like made friends on there and they're gonna have to go and individually screenshot everything that they want to save. And I'm like, that sounds annoying.
Yeah.
So weird
Do
to
what you
me.
gotta take a video.
Take a video.
Now, I don't know how much it was, but I'm sure it honestly couldn't have been that much. I mean, how much traffic are you getting?
They just make so much money from other stuff that I'm just like, why not make it so people can't post, but archive the last one so people don't have to go and like manually screenshot. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I can see that.
But whatever. They did say though that to those of you who have contributed to the forums over the years, thank you. Our community is truly one of a kind, and we do not say goodbye to such a rich and important part of our shared history easily. The time and dedication that our players have given to forum threads have not gone unnoticed. They wouldn't still be here without the sustained effort of an incredible community, as well as the vital contributions from the forum moderators and community helpers who have helped support us. We're incredibly excited to continue embracing your platforms such as Discord, and we're looking forward to seeing your personal favorite interactions and moments from the forums in the coming week.
Yeah.
And that is all. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
RIP forums.
Honestly, it's kind of like, I mean, obviously, Jagex is a small time company and doesn't have a lot of,
Huge value, hundreds of millions of value.
yeah, it doesn't really have a lot of time and effort to put into such small side things like a forum. That being said, it is surprising they're getting rid of it because I don't know, it's like such an integral part for so long of so many MMOs. I don't know of a single MMO that doesn't have a forum.
That's closed it.
No,
Like no one's closed it.
no, just yeah, period.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop.
It's just weird. I've never posted on there, but I do know the feeling of like if it closed, I know that I'd be sad. Like if I ever posted on there, I'd probably be really sad and want to go screenshot everything I ever saw.
Yeah.
I just feel like archiving is the way to go, or just pay the money to keep going. It's community
Yeah.
led.
The thing, yeah. I mean, also it was like it's really clear they just haven't put effort into the forum.
I think you could just turn into a community thing though. You don't have to put effort; just pay for the server.
That no,
No?
that would yeah, that'd be like having the world without like police. I mean, it would just end up going bad.
Hmm.
I can't say not having jail, just people to police it.
Yeah,
Like they would have to pay someone to moderate it.
that's true.
So
It's a banana. How much it cost? $5?
yeah, no, I was like, yeah, that's just not feasible. But the thing is, like, as the age has progressed, where the forum's not used as much, you can still look at like ways that like World of Warcraft has innovated. Their forum's still not used that much, but it's pretty good.
Probably better than ours. I mean, I don't ever look at the forum.
Yeah,
To be
like it's
honest.
cool. Like you have an avatar of your character. It's connected directly to your BattleNet account, which shows all of your characters and it'll show what all the characters look like and stuff like that.
Was in the forums recently.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if the Winter Summit was going to happen.
Nope.
And someone was asking, and it is happening. And it's so funny because someone asked, and they're like, oh, does anyone know when's going to happen? And someone took that so personally in the forums. It is RuneScape after all. And they're like, why would you just assume that there's going to be another one just because there was a Winter Summit one time before? And we're like,
I mean, they
really
did say
heated.
there would be one every year. So
Did we say that?
I mean, they said there would be 2 summits every year.
Yeah, I don't know why the person was getting so upset. It was weird. It was like all you had to do was say, I don't know.
You can really only have one in the winter and in the summer.
Yeah, it was a very just RuneScape comment to make back. Just being like, no, I don't know. Being like, how dare you?
Classic.
The audacity.
But yeah, I mean, Elder Scrolls still has
Holes?
a fairly active forum, and this is going to be the cherry on the top. MapleStory
Oh,
still has an active forum.
really?
It's even such an old dead game like that. So it's kind of crazy
That's
that they're
weird
getting
that
rid
we
of it.
don't- Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely just save money.
The thing is, like, yeah, I honestly just think a big part of it is they clearly just haven't put a lot of effort into the forums. Like, you could easily just make it a place that players are more interested in being, but they've kind of just like let it rot away. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, this house that we left forever is just turning to dust. I guess we'll tear it down because it's a safety hazard at this point. So, I mean, that's what they're doing. It's kind of like, honestly, this is classic Jagex, you know, the lazy way out.
Kind of, yeah, just getting rid of it rather than revitalizing it.
Yeah, like that. This is actually so on brand for them. It's hilarious now I think about it.
Interesting choice. But moving on to the Winter Summit, hasn't happened yet. It's going to be happen on January 20th at
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh
Yep.
yeah, at 20 GMT, 15 Eastern, and 12 Pacific.
1500 Eastern,
1500. I was
1200
like,
Pacific, 7
20
AE
GMT.
DT. What? Yeah, 2000.
12 GMT, 1500 EST, 1200
Well,
PST.
he could just 2000 GMT.
No, I said 20. Just 20.
No, yeah, 2000 GMT, 1500 EST.
7 o'clock AEDT. Australian Eastern Delta Time.
Wow.
Probably.
Definitely not the Arab Emirates. Anyways.
No, for sure. I'm curious now. Australian.
Oh yeah, we're less than a week away from our 2024 Winter Summit, which is, well, yeah, it's definitely winter.
2024.
It's actually funny because
2022. I'm insane. You didn't.
The even though it feels very winter right now, it's like,
so it doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't feel like in the, you know, the holiday spirit anymore. But this is the first time this winter that a lot of the East Coast in the United States actually got snow. It's been
really winter for them.
It's been a very snowless winter for them. Like, this is weird that it's this late in the year.
I thought yeah, it's usually earlier.
It's usually in December. Yeah, even some November or even October in some places.
It's still not that crazy cold here, to be honest.
Yeah, it was actually warm today.
For me, I'm like, it's basically spring.
Yeah. In this post, you'll find all the latest information about the summit, so make sure to come back here, as I'm sure they will update it, even though they don't say that here. First thing first, the Winter Summit 2024 will be streamed live on their channel with, of course, as always, Mod, Aiza, and Kieran. And so you can,
little host.
They kind of are. Husky jumps in there, but it's usually them too. And I do wonder if they volunteer for that, or if it's like they like no one hates them that much, so they go on there. I don't know.
Yeah, they seem nice. We met Aiza and he was chill.
Yeah, he was okay. And no, I'm just kidding. He was fine. No, he was fine. But yeah, like we mentioned just a minute ago, you can go check it out on Saturday, January 20th. It should be Saturday for everyone.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, that we listed, because it'll be 8 o'clock.
Not Australia.
8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. EST, 12 Pacific, and 7 AE. So yeah. Actually,
yeah, that is Australian time.
Australian?
Yeah, the 7 AEDT convinces Australia.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. I thought it was Arab Emirates, because that's the only thing I could think of that starts with AE.
I think it literally is Australian Eastern, because Australia is just huge.
Yeah, just whenever I see Australia mentioned, it's like usually Oceanic or something like that.
True.
But I don't know. Let us know what ADT or AEDT stands for, because I can't be asked to do that currently. The team has put together an amazing show for you this year, so get that date in your diary, because we all have those, including sharing details of the first technical alpha of the new sailing skill. So yeah, if you want to check out the new sailing skill, you might get a little bit of a showcase.
Yeah, we have a roadmap reveal as well, all with a bunch of question marks, and there are 7 squares.
Yeah.
We're talking about, I don't know if we'll do this for sure. I'm sorry, Wraith just added an emote to channel called "Are You a Girl?" and it's like
it's a pufferfish.
It's a pufferfish looking
show. No, is it a rat? It's a cat. Same thing, a pufferfish, a rat, a cat. It's really all the same.
Looking at it. Sorry, that's distracting. I have OBS open. But it has 7 little squares. We're considering making a video on our predictions of what they're going to be.
Yeah.
We don't have very optimistic predictions.
My TLDR is it'll be 5 things we already expect / already know will exist, and 2 that we don't.
Yes, we have to think of what those 2 will be.
I know fairly well what I think they're going to be.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so if we don't end up making a video, we'll just share with you guys next week what we've done.
Yeah. Either way, this roadmap is going to be the reveal for the next 6 months. So like I said, they will either reveal it, you know, slowly, or they'll just reveal it all at once on the stream, which is only a week away, so it's probably going to be that.
Excited for it.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, let us know what you are hoping
it's going to be on it.
Yeah, what no, not what you think is going to be on it, what you hope is going to be on it.
Yeah, those are 2 different things.
We all know what we think is going to be on it, at least to some extent. But yeah, what's your big hopes and hopes going
You just
into the
serious.
next 6 months? Well, that's gonna happen like this month.
He's gonna be one of those for sure, though.
Well, yeah, of course. He's going to be the first tab because he's
So
literally, they literally said that January is when he's supposed to come, right?
yeah, but I think that they want him to be a part of the roadmap.
Yeah. Classic.
They would.
We should play like a bingo. Like, are they going to add Easter to the roadmap?
Oh, Easter, Pride, and the birthday event. I'm
Um,
sorry, I don't want to spoil what our video might be, but that's literally half of what my roadmap is. We'll
you're
see.
probably not wrong based on last year's.
Moving on though, there's gonna be some really cool giveaways happening. So we mentioned last week that they are partnering with Makeship again for more plushies, and they're really cute. We have a Vorkath lying on the ground, KBD, and a little Elvarg, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, is so tiny. It's just a big head with a little body. I guess because we cut off its head. But they're I think that they're all like actually three very different vibes from them all.
Yeah, I
I
like
don't
them.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like these a lot more than the last ones.
yeah.
I also, I love Vorkath. He just looks like he's like, yeah, he just looks like he's laying down like, whoop.
He is. He kind of looks like a little caterpillar.
It reminds me of whenever like really like tired out, not dogs, but specifically really tired out puppies lay down.
Flop.
Yeah, they just
They're
like
in
flop
frog
down and
mode.
they're like little bodies all like laid out.
Wait, that's cute. Yeah, Vorkath was like your favorite boss.
Yeah, he probably is. I don't know.
Mhm.
I like him.
Like the Elvarg just because he has a goofy little body and a big head.
Yeah.
I think it's cute. So yeah, we got these plushies and they're actually going to be doing giveaways during this winter summit.
Yeah.
I'm so
Well,
excited.
we don't have them. You'll be able to have them.
Yes. I hope that we have them. I'm gonna try and win
It
this.
says you'll be able to pre-order these iconic plushies as well, and add them to your collection from Sunday, January 20th.
20th Saturday?
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully they get that corrected. Either way, you should be able to pre-order these whenever they're available. I'm sure they won't go out of stock. That's not how Makeship works.
Yeah.
They can't really go out of stock.
They just have until, I mean, last time they said until you have a certain amount of time and then you can't order. Which
Yeah.
one do you think will get sold out the most? I think
Uh,
Vorkath. I just think people
yeah.
like Vorkath the most.
Yeah, I think Vorkath.
Yeah. But personally, I really like the Elvarg. The
Yeah.
KBD is cute too, don't get me wrong.
They said
They're all
that they're doing dragons because it's perfect for the new lunar year, which is dragon.
Oh my god, on the roadmap, we're gonna get the lava dragon redesign.
Oh, true.
Full square
They're gonna
of a dragon redesign.
the one thing that no one's gonna expect is that they're gonna bring a lunar new year event to the
I
game.
was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
They would. So to celebrate the new set of plushies, they're going to be giving giveaways of that throughout the week and during the summit itself. And they're also going to give away some LED lights from Creator Crafted, and copies of RuneScape Kingdom board game and TTRPG will be up for grabs as well. Lots
Yep.
of giveaways. I'm
Lots
excited.
of giveaways. Hopefully you win. This
Please God, let
even
me
though
win.
these are cheaper, I like these a lot more than the like random like $100 memberships that they give away like randomly. They used to do that.
I mean, having stuff in real life is nice.
Yeah, like this is obviously a lot cheaper, but I
It's
like this
cute.
more than them just being like, "Oh, here's a couple months of free membership." Like,
I mean, that's probably more practical to be fair, but we have like random little plushies. Who doesn't love a random little plushie?
yeah, and also the other stuff is kind of cool. Either way, that was
With our other LED light.
all for the Winter Summit. Let us know what you think is or what you hope is going to happen on the roadmap.
Yeah.
Then we can move on to the big stuff. And so we are moving on to actually, do you have any updates?
No updates.
No updates.
Oh, wait. One kind of cool thing, I successfully did Webs at Versic for the first time ever, and I did it twice. So very excited.
Webs in P3 is what she means.
Yeah.
Yeah, so moving on to arguably, well, not even arguably, the most controversial update of the year.
This year.
Yes, January.
far.
There's been plethora of memes already.
He
As-
sent me a long video.
Yeah, entire videos, entire channels will be made because of this patch.
Probably.
We are talking about the Scythe being buffed and the Fang being nerfed. They have. We didn't really talk about this that long ago, and it's already
Yeah.
here. No poll or anything like that. It just
Yeah.
was put in the game suddenly.
Okay. Should we talk about our feelings before or after we read it?
We can do it after because I want people to know what it is.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, they even say Happy Scythe Buff Day, though. That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so we laid our intentions to rebalance the Fang and the Scythe back in December, and today's changes are going live. So here's a refresher for the Fang. We know that the OS community loves efficiency, but after DT2, this weapon became a little too efficient. Its slash bonus was comparable to that of much stronger weapons that require serious upkeep.
Yep.
It was
Much.
comparable to the Scythe, right?
It.
I like Vardorvis and Duke.
Yeah, it was pretty much just better everywhere.
Yeah. We've decided to solidify the Fang as a stab weapon by removing its double accuracy roll effect from the slash combat style. This means you'll only see the Fang's benefit while using stab. This change lets slash weapons like Blade of Salador and the Scythe really shine, making them a worthy investment once more. And
Surely.
moving on to the Scythe, I think we both have stuff we're going to pull up on our phones to discuss, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to pull my stuff up while you discuss this.
Okay.
Okay, read the Scythe.
Yeah, moving on to the Scythe. They've buffed it. I mean, it is a happy buffed Scythe day. Anyways.
Yeah, we're not upset about the buff.
Yeah, so we have a slight buff. I mean, I guess technically it is a buff, but it is only 15%, or 50, I wish. It's only 15 slash accuracy, which in current use cases increase the Scythe's DPS anywhere between 0.2% for low defense bosses like the Night Locas, and up to 7% for high defense encounters like General Garage Door. We've also made big changes on how you charge the Scythe, so now it's a little bit cheaper. It's going to only cost 1 vial of blood and 200 blood runes, down from 300 blood runes, so that'll save you a little bit of money. I think, what is that, like 120k or something like
I
that?
don't know how much blood runes cost. I just buy it and don't look at the price because I need it.
No, actually not 120k. 40k.
Math.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know why you decided to try and do the math here.
I don't know why. Oh, it's because I did like 3 times 4 for some reason. Even though you're only saving 100 charges, which is,
It's just 30% off.
yeah 30% less. And there's also just a bunch of problems that came with that change
Yeah,
alone.
we'll discuss that.
Additionally, charges are now only used when the Scythe rolls at least 1 hit above a 0. Previously, it would happen even if all your hits were zeros,
Which is weird.
which, yeah, was definitely
That's
weird.
a good change.
So while the Scythe's new accuracy buff means you will be rolling zeros less often, this change will help out where you need it most, fighting big, high defense NPCs, which is, for some reason, where they want the Scythe to be used at. We've pushed these 2 updates out in advance of the rest of Project Rebalance so that you can reap the benefits of these much requested changes earlier. Don't worry, we're still working on the rest, whatever the rest are.
Okay. First, before we say our thoughts, well, there are some thoughts because I asked on Discord. Some people were saying the Fang seems like it's a small step in the right direction. And then also, Race said what I think you are going to agree with, so I'll let this segue into yours.
Well, I mean, yeah, I before we read all of these sentiments, this is exactly what I told Michelle the very first time I told her about the update.
Yeah. So
before I read any of these.
Wraith said, Fang nerf is better late than never. Scythe still way underpowered for Mega Rare, but can change if they add more low defense mobs in the future.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much it. Yeah. Because like Michelle and I, we talk like, usually
on all of his breaks we talk.
Yeah, usually in the middle of the day we'll talk a couple times, and the very first thing I mentioned to her when she woke up the day that this patch came out was that this was a really weird patch.
I thought it was so strange because I was just like, already?
Yeah.
I don't know that's necessarily bad. I also, because they didn't pull it, so that's kind of weird. I don't know that I think that they should have pulled it necessarily, but the way that they worded in December, I definitely thought we are going to see more talk about it before they just straight up did it. I don't know if that's my bad. I didn't go back and read the post.
No,
but it did feel really random to me.
It did, yeah. It kind of felt like out of nowhere.
Yeah, there wasn't like any warning. They're just like, hey guys, it's changed by the way.
Yeah, I don't really care that it wasn't pulled because
we know how you feel about polls.
Well, no, just because they didn't pull the blowpipe, and I think they did a good job nerfing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought this was going to be fine, but honestly, like I told Michelle on the same day this came out, it kind of just feels like they did a half measure on both of these things, where the Fang was like nerfed in like kind of a really weird way. And then the Scythe was buffed also in like a weird way, and both don't seem to be the correct amount of either.
Yeah. The reason we didn't start recording this part yesterday, we're on the second half recording, if you can't tell if you're on YouTube, is because well, I was convinced that they were going to say something else about it.
Yeah,
Like, we were
but
convinced.
today is Thursday and there's no additional
Just
blogs.
silence.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate. So, like, since this has come out, this is already in the game.
Mhm.
There's been some people that have obviously been able to, like, do some amount of testing. And,
Scythe does feel good at Versic, I'll say that.
yeah, most people, to be fair, have only really tested at places like Duke and Vardorvis because they're two slash bosses
Hmm.
and they're newer bosses and they have high defense. So, it's usually where people would use the Fang.
Yeah.
And so, as over the Scythe, even though the Scythe should be the best in slot. So now, luckily, in both cases, the Scythe is best in slot yet again, even if barely,
It's
um,
something.
at least from what I saw. And
Hmm.
the Fang, not only is it not best in slot anymore, it's not second, third, fourth best. It's below all variants of the whip.
It's tricky because, okay, the Fang is still a raid weapon. You'd think it still should be good, but it's a stab weapon, you know?
Yeah,
It was weird that you have this, like, weird crooked thing and you're just like, slash, slash. Because that's not really how you'd use it,
yeah.
probably. But it
It's
is definitely weird to say that a whip's better than it.
I do really think it's funny how initially this weapon was advertised as a Kopesh, which is essentially a giant sword with a huge curve that's only used for slashing but was meant to be
Yeah,
stabbed.
they wanted it to be stab, but made it like a rounded weapon, and we were like, that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. They had to redesign it. I hope that they bring back the Kopesh or whatever layer because it did look cool. Like
Yeah.
they look nice.
They do look interesting.
Yeah.
What's more interesting is actually they can be sheathed. I don't really know how that works.
Hmm.
But anyways, yeah, it's kind of weird what they did. So it seems like they nerfed the Fang a lot.
Do you think they nerfed it too much?
I think so, mostly just because even if it's not meant to be a slash weapon, it should be better than
It should be better than a whip.
a whip.
Yeah. It's
Um,
just like how, like, I'll go to like gargoyles to crush, like they're weak to crush, but I could still use a whip there because a whip is better than some crush weapons.
yeah,
Just because it's like higher tier, Fang just doesn't feel like a level 80 weapon.
yeah. The other crush weapons are so much worse. It's unless you're using
A good one.
an Inquis mace, then chances are you're not going to bring one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it still shouldn't have like nothing for slash really.
yeah, and I think it's such a stark contrast because it went from being the best weapon at
Hmm.
Duke or Vardorvis to being literally the worst. Like it's competing with things like no one's done the test because this would be absurd, but it's competing, I'm guessing, with things like the dragon or rune scimitar. Like
That would be insane if that's true.
I mean, if I had to guess, it is very, very low
Ugh.
on the totem pole for weapons you would want to bring now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just wouldn't bring it. Is the I mean, you would bring a whip over anything else for sure.
So you think it's too much of a nerf?
I don't
Because I also
know.
know you don't like it.
I think they should have done what I said they should have done over a year ago, which
Change the
was
drop rate.
make the drop rate much lower because
Yeah.
the main problem with this weapon was never how good it was after the initial nerf.
It was just how common it
It was
is.
that it was seemingly the most common best in slot weapon in the game.
Yeah, everyone has a thing.
Yeah, not even seemingly, it just straight up is the most common best in slot weapon in
Hmm.
the game, or at least it was. And so it's kind of like they turned it into the blowpipe, even though they could have
Hmm.
foreseen this. I mean, I foresaw this. I'm not unique in this.
It's just hard because, like, I don't know if there's a precedent for making a weapon more rare. They've made stuff more common, like the Jar of Darkness. I don't
Yeah.
know if they've ever made something more rare, and that kind of could set like a weird precedent for future things, for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. But a lot of people are
I don't
also
know.
like saying like it sets like another weird precedent. Well, not even like precedent because it's kind of already been done with the blowpipe, but like a lot of people are like, oh, now it's just going to be a lot harder to do certain things in the game that other people that have already done those things got a free pass on.
Yeah. It's like a little give and take there because it's like if it was made more rare, it would suck for people who haven't gotten it yet. But then also, if it still was hitting harder, and now that's not hitting as hard, it's kind of unfair for people who haven't gone and attacked those bosses yet.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a very weird position.
The thing for me is I think about it as like obviously the shadow is the best in slot that's coming from
Yeah.
TOA. But the Fang, if it was slightly worse, like maybe if they nerfed it a little bit, not completely removed slash
Accuracy thing.
from its accuracy table, um, I think it would have been like fine because no one's all like, "Oh, the T-bow, that sucks that that item is so good." Everyone's like, "No, no one says that because it is so incredibly rare
Yeah.
that everyone's like, "Oh, obviously it's good."
Yeah, the problem is just how good it is for the drop rate.
Yeah. So, I think they nerfed it too much and this is their own problem that they created. So, it's like
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for them.
I don't even know what they should do, to be honest.
And also, this the last sentence of their 3 sentence update was is probably the most misguided part of the entire update.
Mm-hmm.
In thinking that nerfing the Fang would make people want the Blade of Salador more. The blade is not good, and it is very expensive.
I've never used it in my life.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment for Iron Man. It's not even really an option unless you really like the Gauntlet. So it's like who's gonna pick that over the Bofa?
True. You just
Yeah.
have to get spooned. Like
When-
you with your back-to-back
Yeah,
ones.
assuming you're getting it at the appropriate time in the game, you're once you get one of the enchanted
Enhanced.
you're not gonna go for another one.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get the Bofa and then you're gonna move on.
Except for now, maybe.
It's like, oh, do I want the whip? Maybe we'll even say the tentacle, the big money tentacle.
Fancy.
It's like, well, okay, would you want to spend 5 mil on a tentacle, or 200 mil on a Blade of Salador?
Yeah.
Which is barely. It's like the difference between a dragon crossbow and an Armado crossbow. No doubt the Armado crossbow is better, but
But for the
is
time investment,
it
maybe
that
not.
much? Is it that much better?
I feel like Dragon is a lot worse. Right?
It'd be like the same as if the difference between them was the same price.
Yes.
Like no one would want to pay 200 mil for an Armadillo, but there's people that do it.
Yeah.
It's just not what most people do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just weird.
Yeah.
And that's just for the Fang.
Yeah. What do you think of the Scythe? For Fang in general, I'm okay with it. I think it's just going to be like a really awkward place for a few weeks while everyone adjusts because everyone is so used to using for Slash.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it, but I want to see, how it goes in a few weeks. I haven't used the Fang yet. I've just been doing Tob.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the Scythe buff?
Oh, it sucks.
Why?
Yeah.
Not good enough?
It's not good.
Yeah.
At all.
I'm happy with it. You can feel it better. But I mean, people still are saying like it doesn't seem good enough to be a mega rare.
No. I mean, it's now a 1 billion GP item.
It's not last time. It was 950 I think last night. Which Fang's 25 mil right now, by the way.
I mean, I've seen people pay 1 billion for that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's just like it's like you said for a mega rare. So this is the reason I have this this Reddit post pulled up, just because it's a really good example.
Oh yeah. Do you want to say who made the post?
Yeah, it's by Woosis Ops.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Strong name.
Shout out. So the title of the post isn't even. It's actually a very level-headed post. They said the Scythe has a long way to go, which is pretty much what literally everyone is saying about this update, and it's just because 15 slash is not enough.
Yeah. Okay.
That's by itself. That's just not enough. And a really good example here is they're like saying that it's just for a mega rare, it's not good enough, because for the Twisted Bow, it is, if not the best, one of the best items at places like Hydra, Zulra, Inferno, Cerberus, Zami, Saradomin, Chambers, Nex.
Wow.
That's not all of them. And those are some of the top money makers in the game. And then you have Shadow, which is good at Chambers, TOA, all of the God Wars.
I would say also God Ward
Zulra, Muspa, Whisper, most every other boss you can think of. And those are the 2 mega rares in the game. And then what is Scythe good at?
Sick.
Bloat, Verzik,
It's only good at Tob.
Sodaseg, like
Yeah. I mean, I guess Duke now.
yeah, Duke.
I was using that Duke before, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not very many. It's 1 raid.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it only really excelled in the raid that it was dropped from.
Yeah.
For a regular weapon, that's fine. Like rapier, that would make sense.
And it's
But
like
for mega rare,
it makes sense that it's good in the rate it drops from, like the other mega rares. But the thing is, the shadow is not just good at TOA because they never actually nerfed it at TOA.
hmm
It's still immeasurably good at TOA, and even in chambers, it's really good.
yeah,
So it's like it's not even on the same level as far as power, and it's on the same rarity.
hmm
So it never made sense, and this is kind of like I said, it's a half measure update. Like
yeah,
it either needed more accuracy or more damage,
yeah.
and or people were asking for it to get like corruptible. So it's like
Chargescape.
yeah, they really just I don't know if they like didn't think it through or
Well,
what.
relate to the Chargescape, I wanted to say, because you've been seeing a lot of posts about people were losing their blood runes
Yeah.
because there was no warning given about this update.
No, so the update, yeah, they didn't give any forewarning saying like this will come out in a
Yeah,
week.
which I guess they
So,
wanted to be surprised, I'm guessing, which I'm usually for, but it kind of screwed some people over on accident.
yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, you can load your scythe with a lot of blood runes,
hmm
hundreds of thousands of blood runes. And same thing for the blood well,
Yeah.
which is what you use to charge the scythe. And a lot of, especially, not a lot of, all UIMs use that. And so they went from, let's say you had 100, let's say you had 300,000 blood runes, which isn't uncommon.
hmm
And they were just sitting in there because where else would you use them? Not in your Sanguinesti because no one uses that. And so
I
it'd
used
be,
Synchronous until I got Shadow.
yeah, yeah, you're the only one.
Okay.
And then they log in today and they're like, oh, because I didn't log in within the same hour that this blog was posted, I just lost 100,000 blood runes.
Yeah, so the discount they added from it being 300 blood runes to 200 was added to like everyone's wells and stuff
It was retroactive.
and taken out of people's stuff that they had saved up in
Yeah.
their
So
wells.
now if like you were using bloods for something else and then you store them in your weapon or something because you're a UIM and storage is important, and then you take them out, you just happen to have 33.3% less
Yeah,
blood
you
runes.
lost a third of your inventory for that. That's rough.
Just for playing the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, no, it's very annoying. I think you said that like a mod even like said like
Yeah, this was brought up in the Reddit a lot, and so Mod Goblin actually responded and saying that this was actually like, in his opinion, a really big oversight, and so he was looking in if there's ways to technically go back
Mhm.
and sort out who did or didn't lose blood runes because they don't want to give them away,
Yeah, of course.
even though they're out price because they get botted to hell. So maybe they'll find a way around it.
I'm glad that they at least are like owning up to it rather than not acknowledging it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
something.
unfortunate. Either way,
So, overall thoughts on the Scythe buff day?
overall thoughts on this blog is like a 3 out of 10.
Really? I'm pretty optimistic about it. I think it's a start. I
I
think stuff could
mean,
definitely still be done.
I'm optimistic about it, but this patch was such a they bungled it is the easiest way to say.
It's been bungled.
It was a great opportunity for them to right wrongs and they didn't in the
hmm
correct way.
Okay.
I
I don't
mean,
feel as strongly about it, but I still do agree. Like, Scythe doesn't feel like a mega rare, and Fang's maybe a little too bad, but I don't feel too strongly about it.
yeah.
I can test out the Fang though, to be
I
fair.
was I was joking with Michelle that the Fang is actually so bad when it comes to slash that they should have just gave it the Inquiz treatment and just made it so it can only stab.
Actually, they should have.
I mean, there's no
Some
point.
weapons, yeah, you can't even.
Yeah, I mean, all the maces you can only smash because or only crush because
There's no physical way.
it wouldn't make sense any other way.
True. That's funny.
So
That could be bad.
yeah, it was just kind of a joke. I don't know. It just feels like they didn't think about it.
Yeah. Moving on to something also kind of controversial. It
Yeah.
leads to dating. This is the
The
Jagex
great
launcher
jagging,
update. The Jagging.
the jagging.
So as of today, or earlier today, the Jagex launcher went and it was undergoing maintenance for general security improvements. It was already happened. They had a time on here, but it's already done. So after this update, players were required to log back in with a Jagex account on the launcher. If you're already playing via launcher, you'll be able to continue playing until either you log out or attempt to change world. After this, you'll then be required to log back in with your Jagex account credentials. In a future update, those of you who have been using RuneScape accounts to log into launcher will be required to upgrade to a Jagex account. Upon attempting to log into the RuneScape account, you will see an error message, and you have to go and upgrade it. Then they talk about how cool Jagex accounts are and stuff, but
super cool.
They're again forcing everyone to go and try and make Jagex accounts. They did say something earlier today and said if you're using a RuneScape account to log into launcher, you can continue to play as normal until a further update's applied, after which you'll need to upgrade. And I mean, people aren't happy about this because there's people who use the launcher but don't want accounts. Yeah. Like specifically Dating was not happy. I like DM'd him about it yesterday because I was like, oh, this is you.
Yeah.
So if you haven't upgraded, you're slowly being forced to upgrade.
Yeah, I mean,
Robert called it.
Damn, I know, dude, it's like I could see the future sometimes.
Honestly, man. I made my Jagex account. I didn't realize that you could use the launcher without it. That's why I made it. I didn't realize. So yeah. It makes sense. I thought that had always been a thing for a while. But yeah, I mean, some people are still really iffy about it. Some people have had bad experiences. I haven't yet, thankfully. A lot of people have also been getting apparently falsely banned lately. So I'm kind of scared for that. Yeah. It's just a side note.
Big banners.
Yeah. But that's it for all the big updates this week. There are some small changes, though, I think. Then they again mention all the giveaways, which we talked about. Oh, and AEDT is Australian Eastern something time. I looked it up. I knew it was. There's a lot of Australians in the chat.
They should just call it Oceania time, dude. Just like
I mean, that might be their other time zone. It's a huge country. It's a continent.
Anyways, something that we mentioned before, but I want to mention again because they actually have some pictures of it, is the Creator Crafted, that's the name of the brand, Creator Crafted LED lights are actually really cool looking. So they're kind of like the glowing signs that you kind of like the open signs for like businesses. It's kind of looks like that, but like it's like a Tebow, an Elysian, a skull and crossbones. So
this has actually already been won, but I guess that they're gonna do more.
Oh, I think you can buy it from them though, right?
You can buy it, and you can get 10% off.
Yeah, that's mainly what I meant. Not winning.
Oh yeah, I was looking at their website, and they're going to have stuff by Witchy Crafty, those plushes.
Yeah, and then I love. They have giant
mouse pads.
POA Warden mouse pads. Well, other mouse pads.
Really cool mouse pads.
Yeah, so they're pretty cool. A lot of their stuff seems to be fairly high quality. So I mean, it's a little expensive, but I mean,
their dragon med helm is really cute. I really like that.
Yeah. It does seem like pretty good quality, at least from the pictures.
Yes.
So
that's some cute stuff.
I think it looks pretty cool. So check it out. I didn't realize how cool it was, or I would have mentioned it more earlier.
Yeah, there wasn't pictures in the other blog.
Yeah.
But they are very nice looking.
And then we have a couple other changes. So they updated the Global League high score on the player-owned house scroll with the league's 4 scores, so you can flex even more, I guess. Sacred and Infernal eel harvesting loot drops are now tracked in the tracker. And listening at the Calphite Lair's agility shortcut will now include information about how long the Queen's chamber has been empty.
Yeah, that was actually really nice because...
Okay, so you don't want to crash someone or something?
No, so... Because right now you can go use the agility shortcut and then listen in at the well right there, but there's 2 huge Calphite guardians who attack you and will poison you while you're doing that. So then you have to go and hide from them and hop worlds. And this way you aren't under attack, you could just immediately hop.
Oh,
It's a small thing, but it's a nice thing.
Yeah. They also updated some dialogue with Sergeant Tobin, either way. Additional Lovokite ores mined via items like the Skill Cape and the Varrock Armor will now give the correct amount of XP. Cool. And that's pretty much it. There's a max med loadout for the arenas, and that's literally it. Yeah,
not a lot this week, but like fairly impactful, you know, stuff that's affecting a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know what you think about the updates. Like we said, we thought it was pretty lackluster. It seems like a lot of the community thinks it was pretty lackluster.
Which one do you like more, Fang or Scythe? Like which update do you like the more? You have to choose one.
The Scythe, because it's been in purgatory for so long.
It's a step in the right direction.
Whereas I've only hated the Fang as long as it's been out, which is not very long.
Yeah, I think I like the Scythe update. Felt good at Versic. But yeah, the Fang, I still need to try out to see my official verdict on that.
Yeah. That's it, though.
Moving on to our Q&A though.
Moving on.
Yeah, we actually have one question this week and then some suggestions that we're going to discuss a little bit from Harger. I should have pulled up, I have a list of questions from Wraith and I did not think to pull that up to prepare it, so
Oh well.
sorry.
Next time.
Our first question is from Matt on Discord. Maybe this question risks to sound sexist or gender stereotypical, but I'm actually curious to know if you think Jagex could make certain game changes to attract more female players. I went on the website similarweb.com and it shows that OSRS has 76% male traffic and 24% female traffic, whereas Animal Crossing World has 45% male, 55% female. I think if OSRS made the construction scale more like The Sims by adding more customization options as well as introducing more skilling activities, perhaps more interesting to female players, and maybe also adding more strong female NPCs, more women would come to OSRS. Or is the problem just the graphics? And Matt did say, sorry if I sound sexist or something. I just want a more even demographic. Yeah, you don't sound sexist, don't worry.
True.
I think that stuff like that would be fun for sure. I think that having the community be more open to stuff would make more women play the game too, because it is definitely still a thing that if you say that you're a girl, like 3 people around you say, "Oh my god, are you a girl?" Like the pufferfish, the emote earlier.
Yeah.
The "Are you a girl?" People are very weird about it still. Like I think in that regard, RuneScape low-key still seems like a 2010 gaming community. Like they act shocked that women play the game, even though like you just said from that website, like a quarter of all players are women. And yeah, I think if people just stop being like weird, maybe having more women characters would be nice, because like as is now, like all the big characters that at least I think of immediately are men. There's like Neve, but spoiler, she's so
Why'd you spoil that?
sorry, spoiler alert. Should I cut it out?
What about
I'll bleep it.
what about King Rold's wife?
Does she even have a name?
Yeah, she's the naggy one.
Oh no,
Yeah, remember there's a whole quest where he hates that she hates all the flowers, the flower quest.
what about that guy's wife? And also she's really annoying.
Yeah, I mean,
That's women.
yeah. What about that one?
True and real.
Or what about Juliet?
Isn't she dead?
No, she doesn't actually die.
Oh, she wakes up and he left her for another woman.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What about the wise old woman? Wait.
True.
What about Bob the cat's girlfriend?
Bob the cat's actually a girl. All cats are girls.
Oh, all cats are girls.
Yeah, there you go.
I've heard that. Yeah, adding more women characters. I don't know necessarily the gameplay needs to change. I think people just need to not be weirdos, because I still strongly believe that probably more women play the game and just don't mark that they're a woman because people are strange. Because I know a lot of girls that play the game. Maybe it's because I just surround myself with girls.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
a girl's girl. Robert was making fun of me because, like, he went on Twitch on the Bunebape account because we have Turbo, and, like, on the side, it was just a bunch of, like, women's pictures because I just follow a bunch of girl streamers.
It's true.
It's true.
That being said, in my experience in all the MMOs and gaming communities I've been in, RuneScape is not unique.
Yeah.
Every game I've ever played, it's been overwhelmingly men. It's not even. I think it's a lot better now than it used to be, because it used to be like 9 out of 10 guys were guys.
I think it's always been a thing too where people don't say anything if they are. Like I remember playing on my stepbrother's like Xbox or something, and I tried to do a voice thing once, and someone was like, "Oh my god, are you a girl?" And I never went a voice ever again.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think it is getting better as it becomes less of a like male-dominated stigma type of thing.
Oh, I guess that's it. It just seems intimidating to
But
women because there's so much men.
yeah, because I mean, back whenever I was in like a clan for Counter-Strike, we had a clan of like, I don't know, 30 or 40 people. There were, I'm pretty sure, 3 girls. And maybe 4, definitely 3. But yeah, there just wasn't that many. There's been more whenever I was playing World of Warcraft. There was
Yeah.
like more that were in the clan, but even then, you can have 20 raiders in a raid, and I think there was less than 5. So it
Oh,
was definitely less than a quarter.
start a girl gang.
I mean, there are plenty of. I mean, and WoW definitely has way more things available that girls would like pet collection and like stuff like that. That I
Sex
think
with you to assume I like pets.
no, that's
I
just
do
like
love
yeah,
them.
that's like what a lot of girls gravitate towards. Like, is stuff like that. Like they added a lot of like cosmetics and stuff like that for like women specifically, and it. I don't know if it really helped.
For WoW?
Yeah,
I
for a
know a lot of
while.
women that play WoW actually.
Well, obviously, you know a lot of women that play
Okay, well,
RuneScape. That's not the whole point.
I'm not a good judge of character for this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So,
what do you mean? Isn't every RuneScape player a girl?
yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's just like,
Perspective.
and in the large groups of people I've been playing games with, it's just that's always been a thing.
Hmm. I think what you said is very true though, that it's just very male dominated, which makes like some people don't mind. I mind a little bit. Like I get uncomfortable whenever people start talking about like how there's no girls here and you're the only girl and stuff. Like that makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I would just lie and say that I'm a guy.
Honestly, I mean, honestly, if you think about it for a second, it makes sense because, like, people are pretty simple. People like doing what is fairly easy. It's like, would you rather go? This is the same thing for jobs and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like, would you rather go into a community that you know is dominated by men, like 8 to 2, 1 out of 5 is women, or would you rather go to one where it's closer to 50-50?
Yeah. I hate that it's never women
Chances,
dominated. It's always just even, if anything.
well, there are, I'm sure, things where it is women dominated.
Somewhere.
Like if you go into like a nursing class or something, I'm sure it's just like more women to men. Not maybe not dominated, but if I had to guess, there's probably more women
Yeah.
in those like classes in school.
I think that was very true. Like I'll tell people, I'll be like telling women like, "Oh my God, play RuneScape, you'd like it." And then I'll also talk about like horrible experiences I've had of people saying creepy things to me. It's just
Yeah.
like it's not selling it.
Yeah, usually it takes like a slightly different kind of person to be like, "Oh, in spite of this, I will pursue it."
Yeah, for me, I think that if you have the nostalgia factor, it'd be easier to get them to play. But to get new players who have never played before, the community needs to work on some stuff.
Yeah. And also the thing is like a lot of games that I think do appeal to women are not online games.
Because we don't have to talk to creepy people, huh?
Well, yeah, I
Wow.
mean, because you don't have to avoid the social factor because it's not there.
Isn't
Like
BG3 someone?
Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, a lot of Nintendo games, there's really just not internet side of it.
Interesting. I never thought of this before. Do I just try to avoid other people?
I mean, maybe.
When I'm not live, I am always like turning off my chat and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, people need to be more chill. But I mean, like, add more cute girls to the game. That's fine too.
Yeah, I mean they could do that too. There's actually a lot of really strong female characters in World of Warcraft.
There's not much in RuneScape though, huh?
No. There
I
is
didn't.
actually a lot of like really dark stuff that include women in World of Warcraft, like the backstories and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not good.
it's kind of like both, I guess. Like
Okay.
some of the main characters, especially this expansion, are like female dragons, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like
You can just have women who are villains. I don't care. But as long as, like, they're memorable. Because I really feel like it's just Neve. And then the sandwich lady who, like, is kind of funny to think about. It's just a woman who comes and brings you a
yeah,
sandwich.
I actually don't know
I
of
love the
any.
sandwich lady, but it's kind of funny.
I don't know of any other women in RuneScape.
I was looking up, I was thinking about cosplays and I was looking up female NPCs earlier. And I was like, oh, there's not as much, like, as I thought. There's
Yeah.
Guildmaster Jane. Love
Yeah.
her. Always
All
there.
I mean, there's like the thing is there's not that many, and of the few that exist, some are even like or a decent proportion of them are off human. So
Yeah, like
it's
Konar is a woman, but she's also like kind of like also
Onar,
a different species,
uh
Loki.
Cheldar, the girl that is the Slayer Master in Canifis is also technically a woman, but she's like a beast of some
I don't
sort. I forgot
remember
what kind.
who's the person there, to be honest.
She wears a hood.
Yeah. I would love if someone annoying would comment and be like, actually, there's a woman that you could kill in Lumbridge.
Yeah. It's funny. This is totally not super related, but
Okay.
um, Yeah, someone was like in Red Dead Redemption. You
Yes.
can do a lot of different things. It's like kind of like it's even so known that you can just like kind of live out your like role playing fantasies that
Hmm.
it's actually a fairly popular role playing game. Like they have servers for it. But anyways, someone like found this woman that was like a women's rights activist in the game, and
Really?
they did like mean things to her. And because like people were getting mad about it, obviously even more people were like doing mean things to her. And I was like, I feel like this community would also, if capable, do the same
Yeah.
thing.
I'm like, that makes me want to cry. Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah.
I still stand by that. I think that there's more female players than is like marked down because a lot of people are just not going to say that they're female for reasons like harassment.
Yeah.
I stand by that.
No, I think so as
Well, no,
well.
I've talked on stream a lot, and people are like, "No, what's the point of you lying?" And I'm like, "Because if anyone finds out that you marked female, they could harass you."
I mean, I am a guy, and even when like, not that I get harassed, but like even just people trying to talk to me in games, there's a non-zero chance that instead of talking to them, I just like literally just ignore them, like
Yeah.
right click ignore them because I don't want to see them talking.
Yeah.
Or in Counter Strike, I was really well known for just typing slash, like slash voice enable zero because I didn't want to talk to anyone.
You're so funny.
Like literally just made it incapable for. So I mean,
Yeah.
like even if like I, quote unquote regular guy, just didn't want to hear or deal with people,
The quote
then
unquote, because he's not normal. He's weird. He's a weirdo.
okay. Well then, even if you like, yeah, if you added
Shadow
harassment
Riverdale.
on top of that,
Yeah,
then
definitely don't want to talk to
I
anyone.
probably would just continue, but even more so.
Yeah. That was a good question though, I think, because that's something that like I talk about fairly often on stream. And yeah, I also just do have a bad perception of it because all my friends, not all, but a lot of my friends are girls.
Yeah.
Anyway, so not a question, but Harger did have some suggested dumb quality of life updates. Why do you bring yourself down by calling it dumb immediately? Come on, Harger. So we're gonna go over these. Matt also responded to each of them, so we'll read Matt's responses too. So first, beer should make players temporarily slower and potentially make them walk to a point slightly to the side of where they clicked on. Matt said the first one would be too hard to implement.
I think this is a good idea
Yeah.
if there was a buff.
Buff how?
If they're
Oh, it
like,
makes your defense higher because you're drunk, you don't feel anything. Like that?
sure, or yeah, like maybe like
He does that.
maybe get like a drunken rage, so it's like plus combat skills in general, like maybe +5 to all combat skills. So early on, when you don't have super combats or like a pot stack, then you can just take a beer, but your character when they move will just move erratically.
I don't. The beer does something. I know it gets rid of stuff. I don't know if it buffs anything right now, but it does mess with your strength and attack.
Yeah,
Yeah, the walk your erratically is funny. I do kind of agree that I think it'd be too hard to implement though,
I don't
because
think so.
the tiles are so specific in the game.
I think you would just click, and then based on your destination, it would just then move you one or two tiles above or below. And
It'll be
so,
like RNG every tile if you move to the right or left,
yeah, so if you
maybe
moved 5 tiles to the left, you'd move 3 tiles to the left, and then
two up.
diagonally 2 up.
Yeah,
And
that could be
then,
funny.
yeah, it'd be kind of funny. Or maybe you'll overshoot where you're going to walk.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be a point to it, but it would look goofy.
Yeah. Or
I would
maybe,
imagine if they're walking like they're holding the gauntlet
and also
things.
maybe it would give you like accuracy minus
Mhm.
because, you're probably not as dexterous.
Next idea. The bridges should require maintenance due to the masses of players running over them, particularly the wooden bridges. NPCs are hired by say to fix it. If you help, you get construction XP. Matt said, the second one is a bad idea. Haha. Very blunt. I don't love it. I wouldn't, I think that people would abuse it. If there's people just staying there, people would just spam click and abuse it. And you couldn't have them there not all the time because then it'd be like a random event. It'd be kind of weird.
I think it'd be cool if it was like kind of at longer irregular intervals. So like they're like exactly. So you couldn't stand at the bridge next to
So
Barbarian
maybe
Village.
it would be like a random event. Like sometimes when you cross a bridge, something pops up.
Yeah, like maybe
Like the
there's
same
a
stadium.
single dwarf working on the bridge,
And you like 200 XP.
and
And he
then if
disappears.
you walked up, it would give you, yeah, it'd give you like a genie's lamp or more, worth of XP, so it's like a reasonable amount of XP.
Yeah, actually, I'd like it as a random event, but they couldn't stay there. They'd
It,
have to despawn.
yeah, and you needed a hammer and or a saw.
That would be hard because then you'd have to carry that around everywhere.
Yeah, or you would know where a hammer spawned.
Oh, maybe they put one nearby or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Not opposed to that.
Or I mean, if it's next to the barbarian village, that's not too far from a bank.
Yeah, it depends. Some of the like random events are weird with how quickly they despawn.
Yeah, well, not like a random event, but like maybe it's there for like 10 to 30 minutes, and
Oh, like
then
what's it called? Distraction diversions,
yeah,
like shooting stars.
yeah, exactly, something like that. And
Okay.
then it would be kind of like shooting stars where it's like, all right, cool, this bridge is fixed. And then maybe the bridge that goes from Lumbridge to the cows, like maybe one of those is messed up.
I'm worried it would be like shooting stars, so people just be telling all over, claiming them all.
The thing is, construction is such an easy to level skill. I don't think that would happen. I mean, maybe the people that would abuse it are like UIMs or
Listen,
something.
I use all of my XP lamps on construction because I hate training construction.
Yeah.
I would abuse this.
Oh, so you would teleport all over Gilnor instead of just doing
Yes.
like a single oak larder?
Probably. Sounds on brand for me.
Yeah, I think this is cool.
Next, apron should be stained the more you use it to cook. This one Matt liked. I like it, but it's by the time that you're 99, depending on what you're cooking, it's just gonna look like giant blood stains. You're
Yeah,
just making red berry pies and just like, covered in red.
it just looked dirty.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to tell.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not for or against it, I'd say. When you cook food in the fire, there should be a small likelihood of burning your hands, causing one damage to you. Matt also liked that one. I kind of like that, but
I was just, yeah.
what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say for the last one, I was randomly thinking like for each like 10 levels, your chef's hat gets taller.
Yes.
And then at level 99, it's just like gigantic.
Just like Doug Dimmadome.
No, I was gonna say it's like the Chef Zeph in One Piece.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Side note, so we like to just talk about Doug Dimmadome over the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I was doing my Dutch lesson yesterday, and two of the words at the end of the sentence were dingadoon, and now we just keep saying dingadoon for that instead.
Yeah, Dingadoon, oh, the Dimsdale Dingadoon.
Dingadoon.
There you
It's
go.
pretty fun. Dutch is a language. It's a
But
language.
yeah, when you cook in the fire, there should be a small likelihood of you burning your hands. I think this would be interesting for campfires.
Oh, maybe for campfires. I wouldn't do it because that's like AFK. I think that's good. I wouldn't do it for normal because you don't want people like
Eh,
losing hardcore status
dude,
day one.
you're like in an oven. That'd be the same thing as being like, oh, in a real life oven, sometimes you reach for stuff, bro. That's only happened to me once in my whole life. Like
Yeah.
that
So
doesn't
maybe the
happen.
campfire because then we're out of control.
Yeah, because you're out.
Yeah.
You're out. Yeah, you're like, what are you gonna put a pot on a campfire and pick it up?
With
Like,
your bare
yeah, with your
hands.
bare hands. Like, come on.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting because then it would also be like, give more benefits to our range.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Maybe.
next. You should be able to catch fish and release it. This allows for fishing experience without having to store the fish in your inventory. Matt said that this is too easy, Scape, and I agree. I'm sorry, Harger. I respect you. I love your questions. This is insane.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
would just be bots, like crazy.
Well, not even bots because there's really no benefit to getting max fishing.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, true. But they
and
do.
bots already bought minnows,
Hey,
which is actually money.
I don't know what bots do, but this would just be Duke mining all over again. People would just stay there all the time.
It would be too easy. I'm trying to think of a way that it would be beneficial, but I don't know if there is
The
one.
only thing I think would be beneficial, which would be actually kind of bad depending on the fish, is like based on your fishing level, every once in a while a fish escapes, even though you still get the fishing XP, but you don't get the food for it, is the way I'm thinking. But like even then, I'm not sure if I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the most sus idea here.
Yeah, for sure. They would have to like implement like that would be okay if like your AFK timer was like only 1 minute long while you had this active or something.
Yeah, it would have to be something that switches frequently if they did that for sure.
Yeah.
Because, well, then it's just minnows. Because then it's just minnows switching frequently and you only take up one inventory
But
slot.
minutes you have to have like 90 fishing to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew, I didn't know that.
And it's shorter. It's
A
like
lower
it's like
level
20 or
minnows.
30 seconds.
It's less now. I think they nerfed it. I went there recently because Wraith was like, "Oh yeah, it's AFK.
It
Do it
used to
during
be, it
leagues."
used to be longer before the bots.
Yeah, I was trying to do it during leagues, and I was like, "I can't do this. Like this is so clicky."
I think I would kind of be okay if you had to like click on it every 30 seconds or something,
Mhm.
which is, I mean,
It's really freaking.
that's almost how it is now anyways.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it would just save you some. I think 30 seconds would be fine because that's
30 seconds
essentially
max.
how it is now, except you have to go through and shift click and drop everything, which is
Oh my
annoying.
gosh. The menu entry swapper is so good. I changed it so now just my left click automatically drops and I don't have to hold down shift.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me to like a level ago to do that.
Yeah. So I would be okay with that because it essentially just alleviates clicking
Mm-hmm.
because that's just how it is now.
I think it's still too easy. But last idea from Hargar. On occasion, something should fall from a tree in a player, causing damage, like a branch or a coconut. Matt said this one's also hard to implement. This one, to me, I was okay with it because I thought it'd be funny until it started to remind me of the old random events that used to happen. Like, I guess, like, rocks would explode and an evil chicken would attack you. And it just seems like not viable for people who are AFK. Like, what if I just like leave my computer open for like 20 minutes because I'm making dinner and like I come back and I'm only 10 hit points and I died because random branches were falling on me or something?
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit too unfair to have something happen while you're AFKing unless you're like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how you would implement this and it be like
Well, and that I don't know how to implement
interesting and not just like, oh, I hate this game.
it. I think it would get frustrating real fast.
Yeah.
It'd be funny the
I agree.
first time and then you'd be over it.
Yeah. Yeah, this would probably just suck.
Yeah.
But at one point it was a good idea. But I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah. If you guys want to reach out on any of our socials, you can on Twitter, which is Bunebapeosrs, and our TikTok, Bunebapeosrs. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all just Bunebape, and I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. Side note, it's not really looking like we'll end up making a video talking about the summer summit prediction unless we do it tomorrow after you're off work.
Yeah.
So don't be holding your breath on that. Maybe you'll get surprised. We'll see.
Or hold your breath.
Hold your breath and die.
What?
Okay,
What's wrong
sorry,
with
sorry.
you?
That was a joke. I'm sorry. Thanks, guys, for listening, though. Come here
Yeah.
with me on stream and top.
Also, apologies if there are any audio issues in the
Yes.
first half.
The first half's definitely going to have them. I'm really hoping the second half doesn't. We were testing for a few minutes, but I had a setting basically where my voice went too high, like you couldn't hear me. Like I said meat merp in the beginning. You couldn't even hear. It was silent.
Yeah, you didn't say it.
Yeah, I like
I
was
said
editing
it.
and I was like,
Like-
oh, I never said it. And it was just quiet. And I looked and you could see my mouth moving and just didn't pick it up. So apologies for that. I've been having mic issues this week. And hopefully the second half was a lot better because otherwise that's going to be really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, I'm really tired, so
Yeah, he's a sleepy baby.
yeah. But anyways, thanks again for listening, and we hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all.
Very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.